gonna have to go to bed.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of very unrelated episodes today.
Yes, we didn't do
There was no theme tonight.
No. There was just what are we feeling? Alright, let's go there.
Yeah. So, 2 episodes. We started with Wendigo and ended with... Sorry, can you repeat the name?
Plucky something magical emporium blah blah blah.
Menagerie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'll look it up because it matters, damn it. Plucky Pennywhistle's Magic Menagerie. So, Wendigo, episode 2 of the show.
Like the whole show.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 2.
Uh-huh.
Couple of notable actors. Corey Monteith was in this. R.I.P. Can't remember his name in Glee.
The quarterback?
Yeah, I can't remember his name though. But, yeah, R.I.P. that guy. In more ways than one. But, another character that was fairly front and center.
Mm-hmm. The little brother of the main girl who was looking for her brother.
Her other brother.
Her other brother.
Tommy. His name was Ben Collins. Was played by, what's it? Aldrin Elric, I think was his name. Something like that.
I have no idea.
He played Han in the Solo movie that came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, because he was playing a kid, like 14 or so.
Yeah, like, you know, the really close shave sort of hairstyle.
Yep.
And we saw him and we're like, oh.
Who is that?
Who is that? And I had to look it up. I couldn't get there by myself. I had to look it up. And when I saw who it was, I was like, oh, damn. And then I just couldn't watch this episode without, like, making Star Wars references. Samus Chewie.
Yep. Moose. Chewie. It works.
It does.
So yeah, after the pilot, you know, this is the first episode after the pilot, really kind of established that Monster of the Week thing they had going early in the show, pulling from lore. Wendigo, however it's pronounced, is a known monster.
Well, and that's not the first time, or that's not the last time that, because wasn't there some episode later on in the series where, like, it was a couple, they were out camping and the guy proposed to her, or he was like in the process of proposing to her and he gets attacked. And I remember Dean was talking to this girl in the car.
You're not thinking of the Bigfoot episode, are you?
No, I don't think there was a Bigfoot episode. Like,
Oh, you're right. I'm thinking of Psych again.
no, there was an episode where they were camping. That there was a camping thing, and the guy was like in the middle of proposing to the girl, and he gets attacked and killed. And Dean was in the car with this girl after the fact, and
I mean, I know this isn't the last time they mentioned Wendigos.
no, I'm just trying to remember if it was a Wendigo thing again. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
So
a good second episode.
yeah, no more plot building. This is when they establish that they. I mean, a little. There's Sam, and they're like, "Why aren't we looking for Dad?"
Yeah.
And John had left them these coordinates that coincided with where this monster was. Kind of established the using Dad's journal to find other monsters and just...
Which just went, like, totally never happened again after, like, a certain...
I mean, the journal kind of ran out of relevance. They basically surpassed their dad in knowledge. So,
yeah,
there's
that makes sense.
But, established the Monster of the Week thing. It gave us the mantra of the show, helping people and hunting things. That was actually a line that Dean delivered. So it's like, he said the thing.
He said the thing.
But, yeah. It was your pretty basic Monster of the Week type episode, though. Anything
a la Buffy.
A la Buffy, yeah. And that's when we were watching the show and we're like, okay, it's going to be this kind of show. Like Monster of the Week, Sleepy Hollow, Buffy, all that good stuff.
Because we were watching... We started watching Supernatural because we finished Angel.
Right.
And we were like... Because we had finished Buffy, but we still had Angel. But then we finished Angel and we're like... We put a call out to Facebook.
Yep.
Somebody give us something. And Liv was the one that said...
And we had seen Supernatural come up as an option many, many times. And we were like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do we really know anything? But it was always kind of on one of our lists. But when Liv recommends something, we notice. Because...
Side note, she wrote on Facebook that Queen's Gambit is super good. Now, we know how she rolls. She rolls the way we roll.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as... No, I think she uses Vid Angel. I don't know if Queen's Gambit would be supported by... Or if she could watch that show with Vid Angel, I don't know. Because it's Netflix and it's brand new. But she has very high praise for it.
All right.
So.
It's an option. Anyway.
Off topic.
Not a lot to analyze in that episode, though, I don't think.
No. Just the actors.
Yeah, the actors and the world building. Not story building, but world building.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this show is going to be. Because pilots are pilots. They don't really establish much.
Right.
They establish story, but not the genre, really. So, yeah.
I mean...
Perfectly good episode.
The name of the show is Supernatural. I mean, the genre was already set, so...
Yeah.
But I'm just not realizing this. I low-key love that, like, the second episode was... Their Monster of the Week was something I have never heard of before or since.
No?
Wendigo?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was in Sleepy Hollow. There was Wendigo.
Wendigo?
Wendigo. That's how it was. I was saying this during the episode. Supernatural is the only time I've ever heard it pronounced Wendigo. Every other show, lore...
I do not remember this.
I think it's a Native American...
Well, they mentioned that, but I don't remember it being in Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
I don't remember enough of Sleepy Hollow.
I gotta go see some wood. No, like...
That would be worth a rewatch.
One of their buddies turns into a Wendigo.
Oh, yeah, the guy... The cop's son.
Yes.
Who was in, like, 1.5 episodes of The Passage.
Right. But yeah, and obviously in Sleepy Hollow, it was more of a werewolf thing, not a years of cannibalism thing, which is what Supernatural established it to be.
Right.
But yeah, it was a similar thing.
We should rewatch Sleepy Hollow.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Anyway.
At least the first season. But we'll be hooked after that.
Everything after this last season. No, I'm sorry. Everything before the last season.
Sure.
After Nicole Berry went.
Right, yeah.
Because I will never forgive Sleepy Hollow for that.
That was a dumb move. That was a real dumb move.
Because that actress had health issues.
Is that why?
They basically forced her out.
Mm.
And she was bitter about it.
Yeah.
Can't blame her.
No.
And then the fact that after she left, it went...
I mean, you establish a 2-character show and write one of them off.
Because of health issues that she had no control over. That's bullshit all up and down the field.
I mean, unless it was preventing her from shooting, which I get. I mean, that
It really wasn't. And I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but look at COVID.
Yeah, right. You got around that.
Yeah.
So then we get into Plucky Pennywhistle's Magic Menagerie.
Clowns.
Wherein I can't remember how it starts actually, but there's weird deaths.
Tentacle guy.
Yeah, it starts with a guy that was octopus suckered to death.
And we have our Sam, who's transitioning from pretty boy to rugged man bun hipster guy, but his hair is just too pretty. It has nothing to do with it. But.
So while they're investigating that, there's another mysterious death. Guy's running through a field in his bathrobe away from a horse. Hops a fence. Thinks he's gotten away, rests against the fence, and is impaled by a horn because he was being chased by a unicorn.
And then they did the rainbow butt.
The unicorn runs away with rainbows coming out of its butt. Because Supernatural has 0 fucks to give.
And that's why I love the show, and that's why, as weird as it got, the final episode hit so hard.
Yeah. It was always fun. It never took itself too seriously.
Well, it took itself seriously.
Okay, it occasionally took itself too seriously. But it always
Leviathans and that whole thing with that guy that I can remember, the Colonel.
Seasons 7 through 10 were rough.
The Cain and Abel thing.
Yeah.
Well, but Lassie.
Timothy Edmondson, though.
Yeah.
I was happy to see him. Anyway. So, turns out that childhood fears are being brought into reality and killing off these kids' parents. And the tie-in is that all these parents had recently taken their kids to Chuck E. Cheese.
Essentially. And they are deemed not good parents.
Right. They had done something to imply that they weren't very good parents.
But the first one is like there was nothing there. Because even the babysitter, because it was like, oh, talk to the babysitter. Well, no, the babysitter is like, no.
There's nothing going on.
And I mean, you looked at the corpse of the guy that got killed and the babysitter, it's like, no.
Probably not.
He may have been lusting after her, but there was nothing happening there.
Right.
Trust me.
So it wasn't anything that the parents were doing. It was somebody that perceived them to be doing something wrong.
And the next victim was going to be that single mom that worked at that place. And I felt her so hard, like, just, yeah.
Begging her son to hang out and stay still so she can get through her shift. And you felt for the son, because it's like, okay, here's a 7-year-old kid that's being asked to just kind of sit in this place.
Here's your dinner. I don't want it. It tastes like butt. No, it does taste like butt. Like,
yeah, again,
crappy,
Chuck E. Cheese.
Crappy pizza.
Crappy pizza. So the brothers investigate. There's a lot of fun things going on with Sam playing the hardened interrogator.
Yeah.
Getting to try to play the hard ass. So he's interviewing all the employees. The janitor pulls him aside and's like, "You don't know everything that's going on. You know, let me. What do you know? Not here. There's too many eyes. Come back after closing." Okay. So Sam and Dean return after dark, and the janitor has one last job to do. Has to sanitize the ball pit. And while he's in there, he's attacked by sharks. And
A shark.
A shark. At least 20-footer. And he's killed, and so they're like, okay, what the hell? Yada, yada, yada. Because I can't remember a lot. Anyway. Dean goes into the sub-basement because they get a tip that there's weird things going on down there.
By the high guy.
By the druggy, doggy mascot guy.
Whose brother went all Breaking Bad.
Yes.
But they have the same fingerprints, which means that they're identical twins.
Yeah. Random only thing they tossed in there.
Yeah,
random. Right. So Dean goes down there, finds like seance stuff, burning fire and
they always say hoodoo.
It's like
voodoo.
Their version of voodoo.
Yeah.
They called it hoodoo. For some reason. So he sees. Oh, okay. So it turns out that all the kids that go to this place as some kind of progressive therapy
Draw your fears.
Are told to draw their fears so that Plucky can magically turn it into something fun, help the kids get over their fear.
What would Hannah and Bradley's be? Isaac's would be lack of chocolate.
A world without chocolate. Here's my blank piece of paper. It's a world without chocolate.
No baba. No ba.
No ba. I don't know. Bad guys breaking in? They're always talking about bad guys. Anyway. So, there's all these drawings of childhood fears, and it turns out that somebody's been taking those fears and using hoodoo to make them turn into reality and kill kids' parents. So Dean finds a stack of drawings down there and is confronted by one of the employees who was passed up for a manager job, and he's pissed off. And he's just trying to look out for these kids, so they'd be better off without these terrible parents. And Dean's kind of like, are you serious right now? So you're killing their parents to give them a better life. Right. And the guy's like, well, I already got your brother. Because Sam is afraid of clowns, and there's clown stuff all over the place. And he reveals that he's set a pack of clowns on Sam. So this whole interaction with Dean and the villain is intercut with scenes of Sam fighting a couple of crazy killer clowns who do fun things like shoot sparks or shoot glitter when he shoots them.
That guy got a raw deal, though. He had a very traumatizing experience watching his brother drown, and he was trying to get his parents, and his parents were like, whatever. And in that last scene, I really felt for the employee guy, because what we saw was his brother who had drowned, and then, he himself drowned, but he was afraid that his brother blamed him for his death. That was his manifestation of fear.
Mm.
But in reality,
You know it would be the case.
no. His brother knows that he tried to save him.
Yeah.
So the manifestation that we saw was not what...
It wasn't a ghost.
No, it was...
It was a manifestation of your worst fear. So
he blamed himself for his brother's death. But also knowing that it was his parents' fault. Which leads to the whole crux of his evil plan. Go after the bad parents.
Punish the parents.
Which makes it just really tragic all around.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him as an adult, but growing up with that, that's sad.
Yeah. And he went with this job. He was really good with the kids. Clearly was honestly trying to just give the kids a better life in a very misguided way. But he was good with the kids, and yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And that's why the show is so good, it's so subtle.
Yeah, because on its face, it's a very whimsical and weird and funny episode. But yeah, it's a pretty dark backstory.
And you get where he's coming from. It's a good show where you can sympathize with the bad characters. I mean, they did that with Lucifer.
Yeah.
It's, well, not even Lucifer so much as just his vessel.
Well,
The one that we saw, Mark Pellegrino's, his wife dies, his child dies.
Right. Anyway. So, the villain dies, his worst fear is realized, his brother drowns in, his manifestation brother, which causes the other attacks to stop. So, Sam, while he's fighting the clowns, they both explode in a cloud of glitter, covering him in glitter. And he drives up and finds Dean, and Dean laughs his ass off because Sam is covered in glitter. And there's some banter, and that's pretty much it.
And then the toy clown winks at you.
Yeah. Dean gave Sam a clown, like, hey, you're over your fear. Congratulations.
Your sobriety.
Yeah, your
Token.
sobriety token. And, yeah, they leave it in the street and drive away, and then the clown doll winks at the camera, and you hear laughter. Which is a very, Nightmare on Elm Street thing. Freddy wink at the Freddy's dead body wink at the camera, and it
Never saw it, so.
cuts to credits with laughter happening in the background. It kind of fits. I mean, Nightmare on Elm Street, worst fears being realized, kind of a thing.
Oh, nice, clever, good job.
Yeah.
Didn't have the rights to Freddy, so.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we watched tonight.
Yep.
Good.
Mm-hmm.